Wits University Vice Chancellor Professor Zeblon Vilakazi says the institution has allocated 70 million rand to help students as part of its hardship fund. He says this year Wits has added another 10 million rand as a once-off COVID-19 relief fund to deal with students' financial issues. This 10 million rand can only be accessed by students badly affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. Vilakazi also says management and students have met on a number of occasions to discuss funding issues.
The last meeting we had with the SRC, which was I think on Tuesday, was that I actually in consultation with the CFO, put forward what I would call a special relief COVID fund, a once-off Vice Chancellor's COVID relief fund of 10 million rand, and that's on top of the 70 million rand we put for the hardship as a once-off, noting that, you know, some students and have parents who have, during this last year, fallen through the hard times. So that is actually our unbudgeted, extraordinary relief effort that we thought would help ameliorate the situation. And we have extended also to allow for the numbers of students, the remaining number of students who have not yet registered at both undergraduate and postgraduate. We've extended undergraduate enrollment to the 17th of March and postgraduate to the 12th of March.
Vilakazi also says the university didn't call police to deal with protesting students. He says because the chaotic events which resulted in the death of Mthokozi Sintumba took place outside the parameters of the university, there were public policing issues. Campus security personnel are not armed.
Police deployment, I want to put it on record that I wish the Vice Chancellor, I mean, people assume that the Vice Chancellor has got executive policing powers. The leader of the university, members of the core, is an academic and an administrator of the university whose jurisdiction ends within the perimeter of the university, right? Anything outside of the university is public order by either JMPD or SAPS, and that is out of my control. Internally, and that is the point number one, and I just want to make that clear, that even if I wished, I would not have had those powers at all, and therefore the university wants to make it clear that there was no call coming from the side to do that, because it's not within our mandate in any case. We are not law enforcement officials. That is a public order matter. Internally in the university, first I want to correct one fact that is not correct. These security members are not armed, right? No one carries guns here. That is not true. And secondly, at every start of the academic year, we need to ensure that we allow protests to take place on campus within parameters, within reason, and allow the continuation of the academic process.
He also says dealing with the so-called missing middle students is a challenge. Vilakazi says so far 95% of students have registered.
The biggest challenge we face is those that are called, the missing middle students, who are too rich to qualify and too poor to afford, and then too poor to pay, too rich to qualify for NSPLAS and too poor to pay. And there's a range of those. We have systematically been working on managing that number, and that's where the large part of the student debt resides. On our database, just to clarify the point, we have around 6,000, the range of 6,000 and 7,000 students who, to correct, are not going to be excluded, but they are part of what we consider within the basket of in risk. And that number is changing. It's not a number that is fixed. Among others, you've got those that actually have, lost their scholarship because they failed repeatedly, and then they don't qualify for both NSFAS and their own scholarships through various companies. And others are those that owe within a certain amount of money that we are working through to make sure that we draw down that number. Now, as of the end of yesterday, 95% of our students have been registered.